Hey, everybody. Welcome to Metal Movies and Brewskis Live. It's the 29th show. I'm your host, Matt Burke, and thanks for watching. We're going to talk about a lot of cool things that are metallic tonight. I got a little new background right here. I'm just testing this new, background thing they got off on StreamYard. It's one of my characters right here. It's called the Hellbinger. So he'll be appearing in my next book, hopefully, if it ever comes out. But I plan on launching it hopefully next year or, hopefully. But yeah, we got a lot of cool things to talk about tonight. In metal news, band Korn, they actually have a little announcement to make. And if you guys remember when they came out with their fourth album, they had a fan art contest, and basically the winner of that art contest was chosen to be on the cover of that album. And right now they're actually doing something similar, and in that they are doing basically a contest. So for their 30-year anniversary, it says right here on this website, remember back in 1999 when Korn had an art contest to pick an album cover for their fourth record, Issues, and for a time the album came out in 4 variant covers that you could buy. My crudely drawn sketch of a cat driving a Jeep didn't get picked as one of the album covers, and still I'm bitter to this day, but I still bought one. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, they're doing the same thing right now. And some of the details from their Instagram is right here. Our fans are so important to us, and we are thrilled to announce our Korn fan art contest. Show us your interpretation of 30 years of our music, art, energy, message, and meaning in a visual form. You can draw inspiration from a lyric, album, show memory, video, or anything Korn that is meaningful to you. The grand prize winners, hand selected by us, will have their artwork featured in the VIP experience and throughout the concourse area at all of the shows on our North American tour. Their art signed by us and receive 2 VIP tickets to a Korn concert of their choice. We cannot wait to see your submissions. So for all the artists out there, man, this would be like a good way to get your name out there. So it's a golden opportunity to actually have Korn on your resume. What's up, Brian?
Of course, you have to put me on like the moment I'm like scratching the inside of my nose. I'm honestly,
I saw you pop up. My bad.
I was not picking. I'm not flicking boogers or anything like that. Honest to God. Yeah, boy. Good to see you. Thanks for having me on. Just got back from the Hudson Valley Horror Con. Do you
nice.
want to continue with what you were talking about, and then we'll get into like all like the loot that I got, or should I just show you the shit that I got?
Yeah, you can show me your shit.
Okay. All right. First of all, got some original lobby cards.
Let's see that. Ooh, dear Demonios.
Yep.
Demonios.
4 lobby cards.
Some Argento, huh? Some Argento shit.
Well, that's actually Lamberto Bava, produced by Argento. Scream,
nice.
Blackula Scream, one of my favorites. Better than the original Blackula, in my opinion.
Hail, Stygian dogs. What's up, brother?
What's up, Stygian? And Suspiria.
Ooh, that's scary, man. That lady
these
just
are
kind of what does it, for the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is I was actually kind of like buying a lot of shit too. However, I was just like, like I know my boy would like this, right? Like, so my boy Chris, he's like in a fucking wheelchair right now because he like broke his ankle. Right?
Oh, horrible.
His car got caught in a fucking flash flood in New Jersey. Right. So, he couldn't be at the con. So I was like taking pictures, asking him like, hey, is there anything I should pick up for you? But
nice.
I'm sure he'll probably get off on one of those. But real quick, also got a nice original Count Orlok.
Ooh, nice.
By Illustrator fellow.
Oh, okay.
That was there. Yeah, his name is J.M. DeSantis. Got this comic for him, which he sells for like $3.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want this, I'd be willing to part with it. But here's the thing: it's just like I got a feeling like either you or Preston might be into this. There was a guy there who made a documentary, and there's a Blu-ray, and it is about the history of metal and horror.
Oh, I've seen that before. Oh, that's
Oh, you
awesome,
have?
dude.
Okay.
I've seen that before. Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the title before on Google. That's
I
pretty
may have
awesome,
to
though.
like watch this and then send it to you, and then you can send it to
Yeah,
Preston, or I'll send it to Preston. Preston can
yeah.
send it to
Little
you.
homie pop.
And wait, hold on a sec. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a poster that came with it. I'm also willing to part with.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
Man.
pretty sweet,
Got, like,
right?
bunch of stuff on there. Yeah, I like the art.
Yeah, it's really
Gary
good.
King and Slipknot and Alice Cooper
Yep.
and a bunch of dudes on there.
Yeah, and what else did I get? Not that much otherwise. It's like, fuck, how did I spend like $150 there? I don't have how much to show for it. Got some magnets, refrigerator magnets, and stickers.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. I know Preston would like that.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
And this was a design I loved so much, I had to get it as a sticker and a refrigerator magnet.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
So
right.
Yeah, that's pretty much my haul.
That's your haul, huh? And what was this place that you went to?
It was the Hudson Valley Horror Convention. So yeah, it was the first time they ever did it. It was in fucking Fishkill, right? And it's just like, there's a horror convention in fucking Fishkill, which is like a little town here in the Hudson Valley.
That's
and
cool.
I was like, fuck it. And I went,
and
the cast of Fright Night was there. And for like, I got the special ticket where that got you a screening of Fright Night on a big screen at Regal Cinema that was like practically like right down the road.
Nice.
And so I got to see fucking Fright Night on a big screen, which I didn't get a chance to when I was younger because I blew it off because I thought it was just a comedy. Because that's how they were advertising it, right? And it's got a lot of humor in it, but it's also a balls out horror movie. Like the horror elements in that are taken pretty fucking straight. And there's some unforgettable images in that movie. And I have to say, it was great finally seeing that on the big screen, and it's still a banger.
Oh, dude, that movie slaps, bro. It's still like in one of the top 10 vampire movies and horror movies, or vampire movies. But yeah, Stygian says, nice loot. I'm just settling in after 2 days at a Fan Expo Canada. Got some sweet stuff.
Sweet stuff.
Hell yeah, that's cool, man. I can't wait to eventually start hitting up some cons and horror cons. I want to do some comic conventions in a couple of years throughout the.
Oh man, can't wait to get back into that. I miss that.
Yeah, I want to definitely do that. And I was saying too, like Korn, man, has this fan art contest right now, and people can, it's I think it'd be a good opportunity to put that on your resume if you win. You know what I mean? A lot of people listened to them back in the day. I know I was listening to them back in the day. I really dug their first 4 albums before I started discovering, the European metal scene. And then I've seen them live back in the day with the Spike and Mike Sick and Twisted tour. They had Ren and Stimpy stuff. It was like an art show in between. So that was pretty cool. They kept having the stage change, like the stage setup. They had these massive, because they were the biggest band in the world, probably one of the biggest bands at that time. They had so much money. Each member of the band had their own separate tour bus. The drummer had a gym on his. Yeah, it was a weird time. And they had so much money, and that was during like that era. And I was gonna say that Todd McFarlane did a video for them, Freak on a Leash, which is a really cool video where he had the animation, and then I think Capullo did the Freak or Follow the Leader cover. So the Image days was kind of booming and it was going, and then new metal was kind of kicking off. So you had like the rap scene and metal kind of coming together. Some of those bands did some cool like things with that, some cool verses and songs, and Korn is one of them. I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck Korn, They had some cool shit. They're experimental. Seeing Homeboy come up out of the stage like with the bagpipes and things and playing the bagpipes was kind of interesting, and they're from here,
from your neck of the woods?
They're from Bakersfield.
No shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, my attitude towards them was always that they would have made like a great EP band, right? Like if they just like there's too much filler on a lot of their records.
Yeah, I only
and
like
they just released like
5 maybe,
just like bangers.
Yeah,
they would be like legends and icons.
like for me, like I mean, I'd have to go back and listen to them. Like now, I probably couldn't listen to all the songs. It'd probably be like a handful. I know my favorite song was on the Crow 2 soundtrack. A song called like Sean Olsen. He just sang like the first album specifically. He sang with such aggression a lot of times with his mouth closed. You could kind of hear him.
Hissing through his teeth, basically.
Yeah, like, but he's, he had some range too, a lot of nasal and just like he didn't sound like anybody. And the drop D tuning on the guitars, no one was really doing that. As far as the bass, no one was really slapping it like that. Like, there's a lot of things I can actually break down now, like
jangly bass strings, the really loose bass strings.
He's slapping it and playing with he plays with no fret. He plays with no pick, and then he slaps it, Fildy, and then he picks it, and it's a fretless bass. Yeah. He's a badass, and so. Yeah, and it has some cool stuff, and then the metal bass always gets fucking backburned, stepchilded.
Yeah, sure does.
It's in the genre, and so Korn, being new metal, but I was just like, damn, I wish they would. Like, I always wondered, like, what would Korn sound like if they did like some blast beats and a lot of double bass, because they never did that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they never had fast songs, so it's like you said, there's a lot of filler and a lot of but the vocals, and I don't know, they did do a lot of cool shit. I ain't gonna lie.
No, they did. They did. Another thing I got to give Jonathan Davis props for was the Queen of the Damned.
Yeah.
Soundtrack, which was great, right?
Yeah.
And it was like
he's a big metalhead, dude.
How could they be more of like a goth band? But then I was like, no, it's like if that band existed like right that moment, that's pretty much exactly what they would sound like.
And if he came out now, he would sound like that, because that sound's back again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so much more. There's a bunch of metal bands I've been checking out. Like, damn, I can't wait to play these guys on fucking Saturday night. Tonight I got something that I normally have. I ain't gonna lie. Like, to me, this my favorite like subgenre is kind of like that melodic death metal Gothenburg sound. So I'm always gonna be showing and right now they're kind of putting out a lot of material. So I'm gonna show it, and I'm gonna try not to listen to it so I could kind of air it here. So if you're around tonight, you'll be checking some shit out. But yeah, man. I wanted to actually show a little something right now that I happen to think is the Soul Reaver campaign. We went over this campaign. We went over this on the show already, probably a couple months ago. And yeah, man, this is almost at $1 million. It's gonna definitely probably hit $1 million. It's like 10,000 short.
That's amazing.
I've been waiting for this to come out for 20 years. Any type of like form of content. They put out a game that was unreleased. There's a lot of in-play footage of that, and they've also did some games where Kane is running around in there with some updated graphics. It was a different playthrough, I guess, that never seen the light of day. But the game, just like everything about Legacy of Kain, I've talked about it on the show again, and I plan on covering Legacy of Kain more.
Why is that franchise not like active? Like, there's V Rising, which is pretty much the closest thing you can get. It's clearly based on that first Legacy of Kain game.
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah, and like I never played like I never went back and played Blood Omen. I came in on the last game, the 5th game. My brother bought it, and we played that, and then I went back and started in retrospect playing the other games. I always kind of really attached. I always like what dragged me in was Raziel. I just thought he was such a cool looking character. Like, oh, he looks like Nightcrawler and Grifter, put together.
Yeah, sort of. Right, and then he has like no fucking lower jaw.
Just way cooler, and like that's what got me into. My kid brother got me into him. Into the whole franchise, and I'm like, oh, this is like Lord of the Rings with with and Underworld and shit with vampires and werewolves and everything.
Yeah.
It's my favorite genre, dude. It's like a sword and sorcery vampire horror,
Dark fantasy,
Gothic. Yeah, and just they really do a great job. They have a channel. I'm gonna have to drop it on here, but they just like most of the channel is just dedicated to the lore of Legacy of Kain, And I still got like a really badass Kane toy action figure in my garage. I'm gonna have to bring that on one of these days.
Cool.
But Kane, like I kind of grew like to like Kane even more, And I remember back in the day, me and my brother would be like, "Oh, who would play Raziel?" I'm like, "Oh, Johnny Depp's Raziel," and Sean Bean, you know, from
Yeah.
the Rings. He's Kane. Like I always imagined him as Kane. I thought he would nail
Michael
it,
Wincott for me would be.
For Kane.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
Also Solomon Kane, actually. I
thought Solomon Kane
would be really good in that part too. But
yeah, man. And then what's cool about this is they have there's this band called Trivium that really blew up when I was kind of getting into like more bands, like when I was coming up in the metal scene. And Trivium, they had a dude named Matt Heafy, and he was a really young cat that like was playing some really badass technical hooky you know, melodic, I'd say like melodic heavy metal at the time. I guess that was what you would call it or something like that. And he's actually doing music for this, and I think part of it is in the trailer and part of it is another song by another band. So I figured I'd show the trailer right now for no one that's seen it. But yeah, there's you know, once people know about this, a lot of people didn't even know it was out. This is a comic book graphic novel, the prequel of the rise of Raziel from once he was a you know, I believe he was like a disciple, like even possibly like a clergyman, and eventually became Kane, one of Kane's disciples. And you know, the story goes Kane has a legacy of vampires in his order, and they evolve different ways. And throughout the games, you have to fight these different vampires, and they evolve differently. Some of them get big, some of them get grotesque. Raziel, on the other hand, he grew these wings. He almost became more angelic, but more, you know, horrific. Kane, you know, for different reasons, got jealous. But yeah, we're gonna get into that in this book. So here's the trailer.
Sweet.
I love how they're showing Kane right here, man.
I know.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
Shit drops right here. It's something bad.
Yeah, boy.
Right there. That might be Trivium right there. That might be Heaps and shit. Can't tell though. I think it was 2 songs probably.
Look at all this merch, man. Oh yeah.
What I love about this campaign is all of this, right? They're almost at $1 million, and
They'll make it, yeah, for sure.
no, I mean they'll make it, but there's no. You just see Raziel before his vampiric form. There's no art of the book in his vampiric form. Obviously, everybody knows it's the before days, you know, but none of it, no reveal, you know, and I think that's so cool. Yep. And you don't get none of that. Like they don't tease none of the art either, because he's gonna get it. I mean, they have it on the cover, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, man, like they don't have any of it really, and I think that's cool.
Really?
And I think that they just showed Kane. They only just show Kane like doing his shit and you know, like turning into mist and drinking the blood telepathically. He could do that. That's why I thought that was cool. I don't remember. Like I remember just watching my little brother play it. You know, like damn, that's fucking awesome. And he's like, oh, and he's traveling through time and.
We're walking around, and then you could drink the souls.
Yeah, you could eat the souls when you're Raziel, you know, and yeah,
Crazy.
like there's so many like cool videos too. You could the lore is deep with this one, you know, and
For sure.
it's just like that one. Everyone's just always like that's that franchise that never got nurtured and taken care of, you know, and it was just like
for sure.
Just prints money like oh it made $1 million. It's like yeah, I could see that, you know what I mean. I knew this campaign was going to hit at least $400,000.
Yeah, the fan base is clearly there for it,
and I'm sure a lot of people don't even know about it still too. But our boy Preston, man, he did some artwork for this.
Yeah, he sure did.
that I think it sold like in the first 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was
And then
following it.
understandably too. Our boy
Yeah.
is just fucking leveling up like a motherfucker, man. It's awesome.
And like, yeah, his pencils are there, and his inks or his colors right there, his paint.
Oh,
And yeah, I watched them both. I think they both sold out quickly, you know. And yeah, I think that's for sure, arguably his best piece he's ever done.
it might be, man. It might be. It's
It is.
sick,
It just
man.
has it just has so much, and it's very thought provoking. Like you could hang that in your house, and people would talk about it. There's a lot to look
For
at it,
sure.
and it's definitely like, oh, I got a piece. It's a conversation starter, but it evokes conversation. That's what art's supposed to do, and this one does it.
Yeah,
You
man.
don't even have to play Soul Reaver or read it now or watch it on YouTube, the doc videos, to look at this piece and start a conversation about it. You know.
Oh, for sure. And there's no way I would like go to a comic book store and not see that on the cover and at least pick it up.
Yeah,
right?
flip through it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like and I just love how they get, like, for me, like, again, I think I said I like Kane a little bit more, but I like them both equally. Like I still like Razio more than like a million other comic characters that I love. I think he's way like cooler and original looking and got a cool story, and now we're gonna get it. But Kane, I don't know, man. Like he kind of grew on me. There's just something really cool about him. He's like, they took a lot of inspiration. Yeah, and he's very much like Vlad the Impaler too. Like he had black hair when they found him and they killed him. And if you go back and watch the lore about, you know, I don't want to spoil it, but there's videos out there about it. And if you guys want to go back and play the first game, you get into that. And
first game is still my favorite. The first game is still my favorite out of the franchise.
Oh man,
I don't understand why they aren't making new ones. Why they stopped making
I don't know, dude.
Legacy of Kain games.
And I always said the closest thing you're going to get to it, like right now that we have a movie, like for Zelda, the closest movie you're going to get is Legend with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. The closest movie you're going to get to this would be Underworld: Rise of the Lycans. That's like the closest thing that you're going to get. We have that medieval kind of thing where it's like Nosgoth and you got the vampires fighting the werewolves. That's why I love that movie so fucking much, because it reminded me of
the franchise easily.
100% the best one in the franchise. But dude, I backed this campaign like quick, bro, like that day. You know what I mean? And yeah, guys, I'm gonna put a link in the chat so you guys can come and check it out if you haven't backed it. I think you probably have. At least the people like in our scene probably backed it by now. There's a bunch of random fools too, like dudes that like, you know, buddies online. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's my favorite IP. You know what I mean?
Right.
That you wouldn't even know of. Like, dude, you like Legacy Kain? But it's understandable because it's just so awesome. You know?
Oh, for sure, for sure. This reminds me a lot of the Vampire Hunter D campaign, right?
Oh, really?
The one that they had for that graphic novel, which was a hardcover, which was great.
Yeah,
definitely delivered. That's like another franchise where I'm like, why are we not seeing more video games, more movies? Right? It was like I think there was a game for that on was it the first PlayStation or the second PlayStation had a Vampire Hunter D game? That was pretty cool.
Dude. That was a big, like, I remember watching, because I didn't buy any of the manga. I watched the anime back in like junior high, early high school, like 9th grade or 8th grade.
That's my shit, right?
And I was just like, all right, this is badass. You know, I like this look of the character. I liked him. That was even before I knew what Solomon Kane was. And you know, then around that time Van Helsing came out, and I was like, oh, that's a ripoff of a Vampire Hunter D. And then I found out about Solomon Kane. I'm like, oh yeah, oh snap, oh okay,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking?
Man. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a badass look. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I mean, you know, what a Kane stan I am. Like, that's my favorite fictional character in any medium by far.
Yeah, dude. For me, like, I'm still reading that Kane book, but like for time, I need 3 hours just for the one story, so I could go back and like really, because there's a lot of little nuance in there, you know. And sometimes when you're reading, you miss nuance, and sometimes one little thing could kind of foreshadow.
You don't want to read that shit. You want to savor that shit. Because there's such a finite number, right? Like I remember when we finally, and it took forever for there to be a complete edition of the Solomon Kane stories. It took forever, but Del Rey finally put that shit out.
Yes, Del Rey, yes.
In like the early 2000s, I think. And finally you had, and because they also collected all the Bran McMorn stories.
I was just about to say, my little bro's he's got Bran McMorn, and that's going to be the next one I buy.
Oh,
and then I'm going to go get the Conan ones because, I mean, I love Conan. He's my favorite, but I mean, the Bran McMorn just sounds so cool, you know, like.
Oh, dude.
And Elborak, I might get after the Conan ones.
The thing
El
is,
Borak. I don't know. I like saying Borak.
I would put him like number 4, right? To me, with Howard, it goes like this. It goes
Cole or Solomon.
It goes Solomon Kane, Cull,
Conan,
Brian McMorran.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Like I was, I did a review on the Shadow Kingdom, and one of the dudes was like, "Dude, how come the Brule the Spear Slayer? He's like African." I'm like, "Well, it's because like he was from like this village, this island. Like at that time, they had well, he was a Pict, but that was before they evolved into what they evolved into in you know, in Scotland. They were from that island too. They were brown and bronze skin. So if you want to depict him as like a black dude or African, that could go that way, and he had blue eyes. I'm just quoting. I just, you know, that's why, and you know, so in that book they depict him one way, but then in Heroic Signatures they depict him another way, which is cool. Because that's what writers do. You know, if you don't put too much in there, it leaves artists room for interpretation, which I'm down with. You know, that's cool.
Oh,
and then
for sure.
If you don't have a story and you have 2 Conan-looking characters, you know, like if I was gonna do Conan and Cole, I'm gonna make Cole 7 feet tall, and I'm gonna make Conan like about 5'11". You know what I mean? That way, there's some more of like a difference. I'm also gonna make Conan a little more savage looking, and I'm also gonna make Cole a tiny little bit regal. Like they're both gonna be scarred up and shit, but also I would draw like Cole with some gray hair, a little bit of gray on the sideburns, just kind of little regal touches, you know. But everyone draws them the same, you know. But I wouldn't do that, you know. It would be a little.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when they gave him that scar, right? They were like, "Oh, he looks too much like Conan, so we'll give him this scar on his face, so that way people can tell them apart." I'm just like, if you have a good artist, you're never going to confuse Cull and Conan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because Conan has absolutely no self-doubt whatsoever. He's the man every man wishes he was.
Yeah.
Right.
Like even Cole wishes he was Conan 100%.
Absolutely wishes he was Conan, right? And because he's always looking in, he's always doubting himself, he's just questioning, he's more internal, right?
Yeah,
he's right. It's just like, Conan's just kind of fuck it.
Even Cole's like, damn, you're my male power fantasy.
Absolutely. But you know, I wish there had been more Cull stories, but everyone wanted more Conan. So Howard, you know, was making a living. He was making a living. Borak's a good character. Black
Stygian, he'll put you up on game, bro. He knows he's got the scoops, bro. Nice. He's talking about Savage Sword of Conan #4. Like that's going to be a big Howardian expansive verse one. I
mean, so far like the Conan comics that they're doing are fucking dope.
Dude, they're so good. And right now they're doing the Frost Giant's daughter from like the Frost Giant's daughter's perspective, kind of doing a little different perspective, and like Doug Braithwaite's art is just killer, dude. Like, and it's so cool. Like they're doing it the right way. Like they got the right people. Like they have De La Torre and Braithwaite like 4 issues here, 4 issues there. That way, it's kind of like they can chill a little bit, but not chill, and kind of do what they want. And they want to fucking be there. You know, the artists do and the colorists do, and everybody wants to be there.
Yeah. Well, that's because they're not dealing with any censorship. They're obviously fans of the old Conan comics, right?
Exactly.
Because there's something very retro about them, but always in a good way, and better than the old Conan comics, right? I mean, the Kurt Busiek, Kerry Nord combination, the Timothy Truman stuff.
Closer to Howard still a little bit too, more than the Thomas shit, you know. And I'll like get the Thomas stuff like with a straw. I still need to get all those. And what you got there? Oh, the boxer. That's the Howard boxing book right there, huh?
Yeah.
Let me get in there with the full.
Yeah, because he.
No, he's right now. He's my favorite. He's my favorite writer, dude. Like, you know, no one touches Howard as far as I'm concerned. You know, I can relate to him, dude. He's you know, he's very relatable. You know what I mean? And he's an American, and he's just like he has like a lot of that American spirit, even in his sword and sorcery. You know.
Yeah, and these boxing stories are great because they're about a guy that's basically is based on a real boxer whose name was Joe Grimm.
Oh, really?
Joe Grimm.
Joe Grimm.
Like
that's his comic book name.
There's a man named Joe Grimm.
That's like fucking you know, Ben Grimm or, you know, Solomon Grundy. You know what I mean?
Right. Boom. So this motherfucker had abnormal bone density. Didn't I tell you about this? So he would go in and he would win because the boxers would wear themselves out just beating on him.
Wow.
With no effect.
That's crazy.
The best story that's in here. There's a guy that just like evidently, and this is like not the
That's some
official
mutant
character.
shit, bro.
This is the actual Joe Grimm guy.
Yeah.
He was fighting this. This boxer was like, you know what? This guy isn't that good of a fighter. I'm gonna fuck his face up, right? Like I'm gonna just everything in this round. Just I gotta put this guy down. Gotta put this guy down, right? He fucked Joe Grimm's face. Fucked up Joe Grimm's face even so badly that his upper lip was jammed between the gap in his front teeth. His manager had to go in with like a pocket knife and fucking pull that shit out.
That's some Marv shit, like Sin City face right there.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. And the other boxer was like, yeah, there's no way he's coming back from this. And Joe Grimm just came right back out. His face basically sliding off, right? Like
that's so like cool, man. I mean,
it's just like, come on, motherfucker, come on. And he was just like, that. Bye, see ya. Yeah, no, I'm throwing in the towel.
Like I love how he writes action. Like I haven't read his boxing tales, but I love how he writes action. Like reading the Solomon Kane tales, the way he described just the fencing and the swashbuckling. I'm like, wow, dude, he really gives
his action scenes are fantastic.
Like to me, like I'm like, how the fuck do you write action like in prose or just in pulp? You know, like how do you word that out? And it's like, okay, this is how you do it. You just read Howard and yeah, dude. And I don't know, like my grandpa, he was a boxer, right? So I could kind of relate to it. He told me some stories. He showed me a couple moves before he died, told me a couple things, you know. And he was a world champion, undefeated. And
oh shit,
he would hit like even like in his 60s, he would hit like he would still like kind of train, and he would hit like the cinder blocks that you make your walls with, you know, like the reddish kind of not red, but like a pink color that you have like between each of the houses. So you have them on the top. They have like those little like lines that go like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like
yeah.
He would hit those like boom, and he would break them. You know, and he had these big ass hands with these big old fat knuckles. Like my grandpa, he had Kirby hands.
Did he have like the
Kirby hands?
Knuckle?
No, like, I have that. I have that on this hand.
Oh damn, man!
One knuckle on there. But
the Okinawan karate cats. You know, the guys that basically warm up by running around, like punching the fucking floor. They get into like a push-up position with their fists and just run across the floor on their fucking fists. A lot of those guys have like one big fucking knuckle right here.
And that's like kind of like, you know, I mean, I'm gonna throw like an old cut out there that's everyone's seen with or with a kickboxer, you know, or Bloodsport, one of the two, where you got to break everything before you start competing, or you know. So I was just like, damn, I guess, you know. I wouldn't be punching that stuff, but he did it.
It's like Joe Grimm, right? Was a guy that was just like that, right? He was
exactly. Freak, no, I could totally,
but,
you know.
But people that aren't like that, like the Thai boxers, the Thai kickboxers, they beat on fucking the Muay Thai brothers. They fucking beat on banana trees and fucking increase their bone density by creating little micro fissures that fill with calcium deposits. So they're just turning their fists, their elbows, and their knees into bludgeoning weapons.
That's pretty
awesome.
They
do it with their shins too.
That's cool, man. I'm gonna have to use that in the next Blitz Cleaver somehow. You just gave me an idea. That's gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna work that in, but I'm definitely gonna do it.
It's fascinating shit, man.
I don't know about you, but I'm down to do a little monster kicking.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know about hunting, but yeah, definitely some kicking.
You know I love me some monsters.
The brownie.
Oh.
Remember brownies?
Yeah, sure do. Sure do.
I mean, also, for me, my first introduction to them, I ain't gonna lie, was from Willow. You know, the little like what was it, Kevin Pollak, that one actor, Kevin Pollak or Pollak, however you want to say it.
Oh, and
he was in there. You know,
I'm trying to Rick, not Rick Dukerman. He was a stand-up comic, actually, like a pretty good one.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Rick Overton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean
man. And I was gonna cover brownies in here. Like, I remember like I was going through a phase like 10 years ago. Like I've told you about where I like have books just filled with like characters, you know. And I did like a deep dive on brownies, and I drew like a bunch of them, and I would look for different things and try to, you know, and draw them, you know. And it's fun. And I knew we would come upon these characters and stuff, but I think it's funny, man. It's from Scottish folklore. Brownies are tiny, benevolent fairies, pronounced bruni. They appear as to humans as small dwarves with coal black eyes. They wear suits colored with various earth tone colors. They have pointed ears, big eyes, and long fingers. They often explore a village, finding homes of good, honest, and humble people. Once they find a good person's house, they set about cleaning it, organizing it. Yeah, this is what I remember, and even adding new things. They don't like cats and
yeah.
won't clean houses that have them. If one
Oh
were
no.
to leave food, preferably milk, honey, ale, porridge, and cake, that person would have a greater chance of receiving a nightmare visit from the brownies. Brownies despise liars, murderers, crooks, or any other immoral person, and will actively prank them or punk them. um, Steal things from or
But good
just mess up that
monsters.
person's house.
Yeah.
Sometimes a brownie will like a particular house and will decide to stay there. They will probably stay in the attic, cellar, or woodshed. Oh, that's like Evil Dead woodshed. Um, they will only work during the nighttime hours because they don't like to be seen. Brownies do not like to be referred to as fairies. Nobody does. And many cause physical harm if someone were to call them a fairy. All brownies sometimes have meetings to catch up and discuss things like family reunions.
Yeah.
They usually on a rocky cliff or someplace really desolate. Man, this is cool. I really like I like to see a brownie movie.
It's interesting because this is a Scottish fairy,
Yeah,
and the description is so German. It's so German.
it's
It's not
crazy
fun.
too, and it's like Scottish, but it's German. You know?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Which makes you think it's just like, is this like an archetype that just, that two people had simultaneously, or did it make its way there? Odds are it made its way there, because remember also the Germanic people were also the ones that became the Vikings, and like the whole Norse sagas began in Germany, and but they had no they didn't had no record keeping, right? So it's like humans moved from up from there into like Scandinavia, and they took that folklore and that mythology with them, and they recorded it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And then after like
And
Christianity,
then the
you got
Vikings, of course, went everywhere.
they went everywhere. And then like the proto Vikings, like the the blue eyes, they were up there and they came down. They were the really tall ones that were like 7 feet tall.
I
I think
know.
at that time they bred with the Eastern Europeans because the male count in Eastern Europe was really down. They thought of them as trolls because they were up there 6 months of the year it's nighttime and 6 months of the year it's daytime, but they're up there eating and clubbing seals. This was a long time ago,
Yeah, a long time ago.
and they were praying to
It's
Odin. Like,
fascinating shit.
yeah, that's why if you went to like like some of them prayed to Odin and whatnot in different parts of the British Isles, dude, because this was before continental or before the Ice Age, because that was all one mass. And then once the water came down and flooded everything, that's why
right. Yeah, and here in North America, people that came across the
Bering Strait.
Bering Strait,
Yeah.
right? And some of them stayed really high up north and became Eskimos and Inuits.
Thuringia.
Came down and became Native Americans.
Yep.
Went further down, became Mexicans, and so on and so. And,
yeah, I think there were some like South Americans there already too, but then they kind of allegedly. Yeah. I mean, there was some people down there already too. And they probably intermixed and stuff. But it's amazing, dude. I love that stuff.
We really are all related. Yeah.
Like for me, my favorite subjects in high school was always art and history and literature, a little bit, or at least writing. I read some stuff, some of the things, but I was more interested in, like, I loved a good story, but I was more interested in like kind of getting my ideas out there and getting it down on paper.
I wasn't into history when I was in high school because the teachers were just made it so fucking boring.
They did.
And then I went to community college. I'm like, oh shit, this shit's interesting. Then I went to university and was just like, this shit is fucking awesome. And especially as a storyteller, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh,
and everybody has like specific era or eras that they fixate on, right? For me, it's
yeah.
German history because, growing up a German kid, you needed you needed some heroes and you wanted to know what the full history was. So you start with World War II,
Right.
get that shit out of the way, and just keep going back further and further and further and further and further. And just, fascinating shit.
Yeah, for me, definitely.
Little gnomes, Heinzelmännchen is what they're called in Germany. Very, very strong tradition of these creatures in Central Europe and Eastern Europe. Big time. That's why, like I said, Legend, when it came out, was first released in Europe. It was like a smash hit.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. And then it came
I love
here.
Seeing all this art,
We're into it. And all these wonderful illustrations, man. My God.
I love these.
Proud, of course, is really famous for his fairies.
I don't know if you guys seen Box Trolls. That's a really good one.
I love that.
Animation. I highly recommend that movie.
Chef's kiss on that.
So good.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Obviously, you got this little dude right here. I like his ears. I think the ears, they remind you of something we're working on a little bit.
Yeah.
Possibly. So you got that. And then, you got that.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I don't know. Like on this show, sometimes it's hard to find, the Google imagery of the stuff that we're covering on like the Monster Hunter Slayer, Some dude was like, man. "Oh, dude, what's up with Monster Hunter Slayer? That's kind of redundant." I'm like, "No, it's like he hunts monsters."
It's metal.
It's metal as fuck, first of all.
It's
and it's repetitive, but it's also like Monster Hunter. Doesn't mean he's going to slay him. He could hunt him and like throw him back. Like I'm going to hunt some fish and throw him back. No. It is repetitive.
A little redundant. It may be a little redundant, but it's cooler sounding and flying.
Monster Hunter Slayer. What I got the idea from because I knew it would sound metal, but I also I thought of like Hunter Killers from I think it was Terminator. Yeah. The one with Mick G, the one with Christian Bale. The movie's fucking awesome, by the way. Sorry,
I've never seen it.
Sorry, but not sorry. Well, I liked it because when I was a kid, I always wanted to see a movie in the future with the Terminators.
Too, but then I found out Mick G was directing, and I was like,
I didn't care. And it was okay. It's definitely worth watching.
That's what I've heard.
Like most movies, most things, like I'm down to watch. And if it's like a comic, I'm down to read it. If it's a book,
right. You'll give it a chance.
Take me.
Yeah.
But movies are just like, But yeah, dude. What I liked in there, like they brought in the T600s with the rubber skin, and their skin's just rubber, just like ripping off, and they're all clunky.
Really?
It's got Antoine Yelchin in there. He's a cool character. I always thought that great guy was such a great actor. Before he passed. But yeah, man. I actually have a new Dark Tranquillity song. Ain't gonna lie, we talked about it a little bit before the show. I know you got to bounce pretty soon, but
yeah, I do. I'm sorry about that, dude. But
it's all good, brother.
I'm wiped out from this fucking convention and that screening and everything. I got to get some couch time with my new buddy, with Simon. But dude, thank you for having me on, and we need to catch up soon, especially about that shit that we.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you should see. I've been putting some time into that.
All right. But, hell yeah. All right, man. I'll talk to you real soon. Okay. Peace and love. Brother.
You too, man. So I got a new world premiere by Dark Tranquillity. It's not really a world premiere, I guess, but it's. I've never heard the song before, and with this being like a Gothenburg sound channel, I'm definitely gonna be covering Gothenburg bands and the Swedish melodic death metal scene as much as possible. And this is a new Dark Tranquillity song. Let's check it out. It's called Wayward Eyes. Never heard it.
Suffocating betrayal, rock violence sound. Left out cold by your time. Your coming oppression, submit to the cruelest force. We're dragged behind by our lives. This is our fate, so great and blind. As is our will to live up to our mind. This is our fate, so grand and high. We set our wayward eyes too far beyond our reach. Like distant stars, one light was gold.
Yeah, this album's fucking awesome so far. This guy brings it vocally every time, man. I've seen him live like 3 times, man. The guy, yeah, he goes all out every time.
This is our fate, so grand and nice.
Definitely his year, man. This guy's got like 3 bands out right now.
This is our fate, so grand and blind. We set our wayward eyes too far beyond our reach.
The guitar player did so many album covers. Nicholas Sundin, a gang of different metal bands. Did In Flames Reroute to Remain cover. Really cool art these guys put on their covers.
This is our fate, so grand and blind. This is our will to live up to our minds. This is our fate, so grand and
Pretty cool, man. Just him and the keyboard player right now. Same, like, not original members, but still kicking. Yeah, right. What up, brother? Quick little 3-minute banger, you know, nothing too crazy. It's pretty badass though. I like it, man. They're always putting out some hooky stuff. I love that band. Definitely in my top 3 favorites. I actually got a little shilly shit right now I was going to show. I did a little piece for this book that's coming out called Outlaw Nights 2. It's kind of like a blue collar. I don't mean blue collar like people made it. Everyone in comics is fucking blue collar as far as I'm concerned, for the most part, like 90%. But the book itself, like when I think of Alien, it's like space truckers and stuff like that. That's like a blue collar book, or I'm sorry, movie genre of sci-fi. This book is too, and it looked really freaking awesome. And I did a piece for it, and wanted to show you guys. I did a little like kind of like behind the scenes thing of it. This is it right here. There's a character in there called Wellington, and in the story, he's got this guy that's basically about to shoot him with this like futuristic shotgun, and so he's got targets going on his kneecaps and his bicep, and this guy already took a couple dudes out. And I did a little a little behind the scenes how I made it. So let's see if this works right here. Let's see here. Let's see if I could share this right here. Yeah. Well, that didn't really didn't really work. But yeah, I did that. I did a little behind the scenes short on YouTube. So if you guys want to check it out. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I've that's like the first sci-fi piece I've ever done. I don't really do sci-fi, but I've been always kind of wanting to do it, and I'm trying to do different genres of stuff just to kind of learn different things, and it was fun, man. And I'm really like into Alien. Blade Runner's cool, but I mean, I like Judge Dredd, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just like those really dirty kind of sci-fi stuff, and I feel like sci-fi and like the steam or cyberpunk genre is just kind of, I don't know. There's a lot of it, man. It seems like that's like the main thing. Like a lot of people are doing with comics and stuff nowadays. They do sci-fi and cyberpunk. I mean, specifically in that respectively, and superhero books. You know, those are like the main things. You know, and I don't know. I do like sci-fi, but it's got to be gritty and dark. And I don't know. I haven't seen Alien Romulus yet. I can't wait to see it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big Predator stan. I like all the Predator movies. I like all the Alien movies. I'm kind of, I put my, I don't know, man. Like when I go into the movies, I don't watch them under a microscope. I kind of just watch them, and if I'm going to be entertained by that, and if movies are going to bring in like a new villain or a new monster, fuck yeah, I don't care. Like, and I've heard that there's a new monster in that, so I think that's cool, or a new alien. So I was really, I'm really looking forward to watching that. Yeah, man. There's actually a little thing I wanted to play, but yeah. So you like Alien Romulus? I have a little game right here. I don't know, Jason. It's an easy one. It's an easy one, man. And anybody watching, if you guys want to check it out, we're gonna do a little quick game right here. It's called I'll show you right now.
Black Metal Decode.
That's right, Black Metal Decode. So I don't know if anybody in the chat could figure out this band's name. It's pretty easy. I made it an easy one. I ain't gonna lie, because I wanted to shill something up that relates to it, but not for me. But definitely, if anybody can figure out what that band name is, let me zoom in too if I can. Try to make it a little easier. And it's basically just like Old English with a couple little roots or veins coming off of it, or tree trunks, little noodling. But if yeah, you like Romulus, yeah, man, it looked cool to me, man. It had all the good things. All my buddies, all like, not the comic book guys or the the dudes on YouTube, but my normal friends liked it. They're like, yeah, it was fucking awesome. And then I saw that like it was directed by the dude, Fede Alvarez, that did the Evil Dead remake, the first Evil Dead remake, which I loved. He did it, and they used mostly practical effects. So I thought that was cool, dude. So I'd love to go watch it. I haven't seen it yet, but I do want to go watch it. I don't know. And I liked Covenant. I also liked Prometheus. I thought that was really cool. I'd love to see like Alien versus. No one ever talks about this, but I'd love to see Alien versus the space jockeys. Imagine Predator versus space jockeys. Predators versus space jockeys. Imagine the Predators fighting the space jockeys. Imagine them fighting the one that's like 16 feet tall. Because the engineers are like, I think 10 feet tall or 8 feet. But imagine Predator just going up against them. Wouldn't that be cool? I see an L. Let's see here. I see an L and an A. Word Blue's Clues, right? And I made this an easy one too. Okay. Well, you got pretty close. You got pretty close, brother. So the name of the black metal band, let's say it's for clues, it's named after a major horror monster, a major universal horror monster. Not really, but kind of. That's the clue. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Yeah. Yep. If you can't figure it out, I'm going to do a 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay. I have no clue. Okay. Let's see. No, that's cool, man. I can't read them either. Yeah, it's Vlad Tepes, Vlad the Impaler. So that's the name of the band, dude. If you guys go check them out, dude. I don't believe they were out that long, but yeah, that's it. And with that being said, I got my book in right now by Kelly Jones and Matt Wagner, Vlad the Impaler, book 1. All right, these guys are going to be launching another book. They're going to be doing 3 more. We had them on the show for an interview about a year ago when they were doing the first one. I got the book. I did a review today. I'm going to be putting it out probably about a week. And this looks fucking awesome, dude. It's so good. Yeah. You got it too, dude. Yeah. And like Dracula, Vlad, he's like my favorite like character. And I've always wanted to do a book with him. I kind of got a take. I actually did 2 takes on this character, like 2 little things I wanted to do that they're kind of tropey now. Like Dracula has different subgenres now. Like you got the Dracula, like Vlad the Impaler thing. Then you got the Count Dracula thing. Then you got the Howling Commandos thing. You know, like like there's so much you could do with Dracula. You know, and there's so much you could do with Dracula in comics. You know, and I think what they brought to this book was just something that hasn't been done before. You know, like he goes to a school that is Satan is the head of the school, and it's organic with the story that Bram Stoker wrote, the Skull-o-Mat School, and he talks about it a little bit, you know, and man, I just thought of another idea for Dracula now that I'm thinking about that no one's done. Oh shit. But they kind of, yeah, they don't. No one ever really talks about it, dude. You know, but like that's, you know, just the art right there. You know, I don't know. I can't really show it in here too much. It's not really popping up for some reason. Probably because it's yeah. Sorry, the art's not popping up. I got a stupid background, but they're going to be launching the book again. Yeah, I really dug the book. It's a horror book through and through. Dracula's fucking Dracula, no matter what. And they were saying that when I had him on the show. I don't know if you read it yet, Jason, all the way, or just thumbed through it, but I don't know what you thought about it. I mean, yeah. The art, like when I first got it, whenever I get a book, I always thumb through the art before I read it, because that's what I always do with comics. I don't even read them first. I thumb through them. I was just like, wow. And I love what Kelly Jones does with his inks and his you know, his blacks, and then his negatives, and what they did with the colors in here. It's got romance, it's got action, adventure, it's got the quest thing, it's got historical stuff in it too. You know, it just really it's like they really just did everything. And then it's a comic book. You know, I was saying that in my review. I say it's a fucking comic book when I mean that, like, in the way that it feels like you're reading a comic book, like a classic comic from like DC or Marvel from like the 80s. You know, it doesn't feel like it's a straight serious graphic novel, but it does have heart. It does tug at your heartstrings as far as I'm concerned. And Dracula is Dracula. I don't know how else to put that, but get ready for book 2. The campaign should be launching in October. And yeah, if you guys should get on that when it does launch. There actually is a book out right now that I think you guys should check out. And this one launched this week. I didn't really know it launched that quick, but they kind of came out, you know, and they launched it. And that's the Alterna Blood Moon. And it has King Cryptid and Chiron Morval from Blood Realm and Blood Realm and I think you know, King Cryptid, man, those are my 2 favorite Alterna, you know, books. And this is the campaign. You guys could back it right here. Blood Moon and King Cryptid graphic novel crossover. King Cryptid and Chiron Morval must stop Vargor. Man, that's a black metal band right there, name, from enslaving life throughout all dimensions. It's 28 days left, 36% raised with 90 backers. Their funding goal is at 18 G's, and right now they're sitting at 65, and they also have some money on Indiegogo. So you know, this is some of the pages right here by Keir Covington. I really think that guy is an awesome artist. I love his style. And this book looks dope, man. I haven't backed it yet, but it will be the next book I back. I think this crossover, when I heard the guys just talking about it, I thought it was just something really fun. Dimensions collide in this alternate crossover. After chasing an unknown creature throughout a portal, King Cryptid finds himself in the desolate lands of Mordrin. Stranded on a strange planet in an even stranger dimension, King Cryptid discovers that the villainous Vargor has his sights set on interdimensional domination and will stop at nothing to control and corrupt all life. If he hopes to return to Earth, King Cryptid must fight this cosmic threat alongside Chiron Morval and the Iron Wolves. So no, that's, you know, look at this black and white. Doesn't that look good? Man, it's fucking awesome. You know, this is like a campaign that, you know, should be shared around. You know, like Legacy of Kain and, you know, or Soul Reaver. You know, like these badass books. You know, this is something that should be, you know, spotlight on you know, every, you know, media outlet. You know what I mean? This should be like a book that people should be picking up everywhere, man. This is something, I don't know. I love this. The creature of night meets the warrior of light. Blood Moon marks the first time that King Cryptid, New England's cursed, immortal, supernatural man monster, meets Chiron Morval, leader of the Iron Wolves and one of the last bastions of good on the brutal lands of Mordrin. this in continuity crossover. So it's in continuity. You guys love that. I know you do. Everybody loves in continuity, right? It's not an Elseworlds baloney tape. Takes place after Blood Realm number 18 and King Cryptid 9. And this, you know, he's being very specific about that, which I love. While this is a crossover, Blood Moon will provide a great introduction for readers that are not new to the characters and world featured in the story. If you're already reading Blood Realm and or King Cryptid, the added context will provide even more depth to the story, no matter what. There will always be a long-lasting impact on both titles as a result of the crossover. Nothing is being reset, rebooted, or retconned, and no punches are being pulled. I'm really excited for this book, man. I can't wait to get it. I love these shirts right here. They're all freaking awesome. I really love the one in the middle. This one's dope too on the left, but man, that one in the middle, I like that blood stain on the side of the shoulder. That looks really cool. Fucking metal. The creative team, you got it's featuring 70 pages from a story by Peter Simeti and Robert Geronimo, with art by Kira Covington, colors by Christian Rossi. Christian Rossi is a badass. Go check out, you know, the stuff that he's been doing with you know, Pete Simeti, obviously, that he's been doing with Pete, everything on there. He's got a bunch of artwork with Alterna. He's also doing the Ed Gein book with Luther Storm. That movie, or that book, those 4 books are awesome. Pages 1 through 3 and 68 through 70, and colors by Robert Geronimo on 4 through 67. Letters, logos, and graphic design by Pete Simeti. Man, he really does a killer job on that. So right here you have the covers. Freaking awesome. You know, all these covers look great. It'd be cool to get a sketch cover. I'd love to have one of those and do a piece on it, you know. But yeah, guys, come check this out, you know. I'm definitely going to be picking this up. And, you know, if you can, try to back it now, you know. Campaigns need to be backed in the beginning of the campaign. It really helps with the snowball effect. It really helps to see the general populace know how badass a book is if it's got the numbers that it has, you know. And a lot of people do not know about this campaign, and this campaign needs to be spotlit. This shit is fucking dope, dude. So you have a lot of really cool things on here to come check out. I'm not going to go all over it. I'll probably cover this book a little bit more on later shows too. And I'm going to put the link in the chat right now so you guys can go and check it out, man. If you back it, it's also on Indiegogo, but if you back it on Alterna site, Pete's site, it's going to be like $3 less in shipping. It's going to, and the percentage is going right to the company that, you know, Pete has, the writer of the book, one of the writers and co-creators. So I always recommend, if you're going to back something by Alterna, as opposed to picking it up on or backing on Indiegogo, go over to Alterna Comics. You know, their books are really affordable, and you're supporting the little guy. So here's a link right here in the chat. This is going to be Blood Moon. Love that name, dude. It's so fucking metal. Let's see here. There we go, guys. Got that in the chat. And also, too, I want you guys to check out the also, too, I wanted to check out the Six Gun Gorilla book. This one's really cool too. If you guys haven't checked that out, Brian, the co-host that comes on, he's got a book out too, and it's really awesome, guys. It's horror western, and it has this. Well, right now it's got a blank screen, but I don't know. There might be something up with Indiegogo or Find My Comic right now. So sometimes they're doing maintenance on the site, but it's a badass book. Franchise. Yeah, that page is loading for some reason, kind of weird. But yeah, Six Gun Gorilla. I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can just go there on your end. Okay, here we go. It's working now. I'm gonna try it again, guys. Let's do this. Yeah, Brian was here. He could talk up a little more about it, but I'm gonna do my best for you. So, Six Gun Gorilla. Let's try it again and see if it works. How's that? There we go. Okay. Six Gun Gorilla. It's about this gorilla, man, that's It's almost like Tarzan told in reverse, and you have to read all the books. This campaign's covering the last 2 issues, and this is a cover right here by the artist Preston Azevedo. Really awesome. This guy is I think he's a visionary. He's one of the visionaries in our scene right now. Same thing with Jason Bascom, Unhinged or Absolute Entertainment. He was in the chat a little bit ago. He's a visionary. Dillard, he's a visionary too. Joe Ball, check out their stuff. Really cool. Got this badass Sim cover right here. Love it. I'd say Sim's a visionary too. Loving the colors on that. Check this out. Check out this art, guys. Okay. Yeah, this is a story that'll it's a pure comic book, man. Like you go back and read the stuff from like the 70s and the 80s and the early 90s. This is the type of comic you'd read. It's just a straight up comic. You're eating popcorn, reading it, drinking a soda pop. You're gonna love this book. You're gonna love it. I promise. There's very few people that don't like Brian Kraiskow's Six Gun Gorilla. So check it out. This is the last Six Gun Gorilla run he's going to be doing for a while. Brian's got a lot of new books coming out, so get in here and check it out. All the tchotchkes, all the really cool stuff is on this campaign, on Fun of My Comic. It's also on it's actually also on Indiegogo, but you're just going to get the 2 trade paperbacks. You're not going to have all the really cool extra stuff. You're not going to have the Dillard cover and all that. So we recommend you go over to Fun of My Comic. For those that don't know about Fun of My Comic, that website is made by comic book creators for comic book creators, and they're going to get more percentage of the funds from the books that they put out from the backers, as opposed to Coca-Cola and Pepsi, which is Kickstarter and Indiegogo. So go in there, check it out, guys. I also have my buddy Sim. My buddy Sim, he's got a book that's called Blood Hunt, and he's coming out with the sequel to it. Right now, it's in the sign-up phase. Okay. Right now, we're doing the whole shilling part of the show. So we do comics on the show, guys. I'm a cartoonist, an indie comic book creator. So these are books that I want you guys to check out. Some of these campaigns, they need some more love. Blood Hunt was an awesome book. If you guys are into Blade and Underworld, you're gonna love Blood Hunt. This is the sequel, and Blood Hunt had one of the most probably the most action-packed book I think that I can remember in the crowdfunding scene. It's just over the top, especially in the action horror genre. Nothing comes close to it. And let me show you guys. He's gonna have he has a sequel right now coming out, and he has it in sign up right now. So let me show you guys that one right now. This one looks fantastic, and let me put that in the chat too. You guys need to sign up for Blood Hunt 2. This one's coming out, and I'll share. He has a new trailer for that too, so we could show that. This is Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt 2 on Indiegogo. So there's that, and here's the trailer.
By moonlight, the hunt begins. Crimson marks on Palestine. Enchanted
Love that cover.
foes, mortal sin. A game of death. I'm here to win.
Song's pretty cool. Yeah, so you guys can come here, sign up right now. You guys are going to get a special tier with access to a free piece of art in the form of a sketch card. So 80 pages, guys. Blood Hunt, and this art is killer. Look at these pieces he's got right here. Excellent work, guys. It's in black and white. I really love the black and white style too. He's actually might put out the first book in color too, so that's going to be really cool. The first book was in black and white. Fantastic. It looks great in black and white. It's got that old school, EC Magazine, Savage Sword of Conan, Universal Monsters feel to it. It really just really helps you like populate the colors in your head. You know what I mean? And you can just really feel the world, and it really adds to the horror of the book. I really love the black and white. So, but it also looks good in color too. So get ready for this, guys. Yeah, you guys sign up for it. I guarantee you will really like the book. Yeah, that I am sure of. There's a new movie coming out, and it's from the director of Psycho Goreman. And this guy, man, he is just really bringing the old school like puppetry, the special effects, man. Like he's not doing the CGI; he's doing all practical. And I really dug Psycho Goreman. The current movie he's working on now, I'm really really pumped up for. It's going to be a remake of Deathstalker. So I can't wait to see what he does with that. But the movie that's coming out soon. I got the trailer right now, and this is just we'll talk about it after the trailer. I'm going to show you guys right now. I'm sure most of you guys haven't even seen it, so let's go ahead and share that. This movie's called Frankie Frico. This is it right here, guys.
Connor had it all. The perfect job.
Man. Hey.
The perfect girl.
You look like a movie star.
Which one?
Gary Busey.
The perfect life.
You know anything about this Frankie Frico guy? He's like a little gremlin that likes to party.
You shouldn't call numbers like that.
Kind of like Napoleon, John Heater a little bit.
Until one day, things got Frico.
Hello?
This is Frankie.
Yeah, buddy. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To party, my man.
Yes, I'm ready to party.
Here we
Oh my God.
We're here to help you loosen up.
We're gonna party hard, and then we'll be on our way. Time to get Frico!
Shaladoo.
Listen, you little freaks.
Oh.
I'm gonna make you
Hey!
Is everything all
That reminds me of like Puppet
sounds
Master and
stressed.
Gremlins put together.
Oh no.
Don't
And Little
take it
Monsters, that was
out!
another one, Little Monsters.
Frankie! What is going on?
They found us! You can't escape me!
When the world is in peril.
Yeah,
Where
crazy.
are we?
No more games, Frankie! No one runs from me! You're mine!
Don't be a hero.
This is bad.
I believe in you.
Let's boogie!
Be a Frico.
He's got a little Frico.
Frankie Frico.
President Munch needs a new concubine.
He's a keeper. Ow!
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that movie looked kind of funny, and that director, I don't know. He does a lot of like cool movies, you know. So I think that looks funny. I think the that little world that they travel to, it's kind of reminds me of Cool World a little bit too. But you have all the puppets and stuff, and I don't know, man. That guy's definitely a visionary. I can't wait to see what he does with Deathstalker, man. That's gonna be awesome. But yeah, man. Thanks everybody for watching, man. I really appreciate it. It was a fun stream tonight. Thanks for everybody that checks it out on the replay. It's really cool. Thanks everybody that's been subbing to the channel. I really appreciate you. You know, you make me keep doing my content and whatnot. So if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. So thanks again, everybody. I really appreciate it. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones, snowy roll. I'll see you guys next time, okay? And stay fucking metal. There it is. Peace.